Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the series. Today we're taking a look again at the Star Wars tier lists, in particular this time Empire. If you've not seen the Rebel or the Separatist ones we've already done, there'll be some links up here. I will say now this episode is also sponsored. Thank you so much to the Magnet Baron for sponsoring us, and thank you to you guys for your support and making it possible. Just taken aback by the support I've seen in these videos. I am going to be doing, obviously finishing off the Galactic Republic and then do a few games. It's been a while since I've played. We have got a small tournament coming up here, so it might be that I film a video for that as well. I've got a ton of Star Wars stuff coming, so if you're a fan, make sure you subscribe, but we'll get into that shortly. I don't know if it's the same in your area, but Empire is by far the most popular. I would say it's at least double any of the other factions played. I myself play Rebel, but I know 4 or 5 people in our group play Empire, and then there's maybe one more Rebel and a couple of Separatists or Galactic Republic. So it is heavily favored in Empire's favor. So in the comments, let me know in your area what the split is, because yeah, Empire, I'll be honest, I wanted to play Empire when we started, but me and my girlfriend split the core set. I let her choose first, and the rest is history. So I am with Rebels now. I don't mind, because I do think at some point we'll get the Ewoks, we'll get the Mandalorians. So I know most people hate Ewoks, but I'm a huge fan, so very excited to try them. I know me and my girlfriend are planning to trade armies now and again just to try them both out a little more, which I am looking forward to because Palpatine is one of my favorite characters. But that's enough about me and Empire in general. Let's take a look at the actual tier list. As always in these videos, let me know your list below or any changes you would make to mine. This kind of thing is subjective, so obviously I do love hearing all your thoughts, why you would have other stuff other places. So let me know in the comments and let's make a discussion about it. Let's get into the actual tier list, and at number 5 I've gone for Iden Versio. So there's a few reasons to like this character. Obviously she's quite cheap. I would say one of the best commanders for Empire, hands down. Obviously there's one better, but we'll get to him later. She's got really good keywords, she's got good attack and defense, good health. Also she's got the command cards, some really good ones, especially working well with special forces, so your Death Troopers, stuff like that. I would say if you're playing them, this is the perfect pairing, and it's why she's on here. She makes other pieces better, as well as being a really well-rounded character herself. So for the points, it's hard to look past her. I do think she's one of the best options for Empire, and that is why she's an easy number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4, this one might be where it gets slightly diversive, as the other lists have. I've picked one of the core units. I think most people, because they're so much cheaper, would probably go Stormtroopers. I've gone Shore Troopers for a few reasons. So obviously they get target, which is great, meaning they can, when they're issued an order, they gain an aim token for free, which makes them, it takes some of the look out of it basically, so you get to reroll stuff without having to use actions, which is always good. They are slightly more expensive than Stormtroopers, but they also do upgrade from white dice to black. And I think that's where it comes in for me. Black is a better dice. We also get the aim tokens for free. So the increase in odds of hitting with these guys is so much higher. But also they've got incredible upgrades, and I would say some of the best upgrades for Empire. You get Miko, you get Hask, you get the T21B. Basically just a ton of different upgrades to do different things with this core. So you could do stuff like Miko taking the longer range, or you can go for Hask, which is slightly more up close but a bit more damage. And then you've got the T21, which is sort of in the middle. It's got the 1 to 4 range, 2 black dice, 2 white, just incredible upgrades. Some of my favorite upgrades in the game. So this had to be on here. Again, it could be Stormtroopers. You could argue either way for this one. And I think you might be right if you go Stormtroopers. You might be right if you go these. I do think it could go either way. And maybe, I really do like all the core units for Empire, so it was a difficult choice, but I settled on Shore Troopers. They also look incredible, and seeing those in the movie, it was amazing. It was so unique. So that has weighed slightly into it, but I do genuinely think they are the best core as well. So that's 2 down already. So it is time to talk about our sponsor for this video, the Magnet Baron. Now, if you're looking for solutions of magnets, obviously if you want interchangeable limbs or You want your flying things to be detachable so they're easy to travel with, or you can just move them around slightly. Stuff like that. This is the place to go. I've never really looked into this. As I say, I'm not a veteran in the hobby, but seeing some of the stuff he's done, some of the ideas, I do really like it, and it will actually help my gameplay in a lot of ways. So he sent me some stuff for my dewback so I can interchange the bodies. He sent some airspeeder stuff. Basically, there's a ton of options for any of your Star Wars needs, so go over and check out his website. It will be in the description below. There'll be an affiliate link if you do want to help the channel out. Jumping back into the tier list though, at number 3, we've got the ATST. Now, these things were at one point 195 points when they came out. They've now recently got a point reduction, which has massively helped them. I think at 200, they are deadly. They are absolute monsters. But at this point cost, I think you could run 2 of these easy. Obviously, with the upgrades, they do start to add up slightly. But 2 of these on the field, most people aren't going to look forward to facing these. They're absolute monsters. They've got Arsenal too, so they're going to be firing a ton of powerful weapons. Just look at the twin blaster cannon. 2 red, 2 black, 2 white, 1 to 4 range, impact 3. There isn't much that's going to go toe-to-toe with these. Even if you try and get close and try and cut them off, fence cutting blades is their melee attack for 4 red dice. 11 health. There's just so much. They've got armor, so they can cancel all regular hits. These things are so hard to deal with. You have to get in the rear, but that's a lot harder said than done. And with 2 of these things on the map, it's a thing of nightmares. It really is. These are some really powerful vehicles, and I just think some of the best in the game, honestly. And with the point reduction, they are so much more usable. Coming in at number 2, I've gone for the dewback. Now, again, these things were incredible, but they've had a point reduction, so they are now 70 points, which, honestly, these things are terrifying. They could go toe-to-toe with most melee up close. They've got 3 red and 3 white, which is just so good. For 70 points, you can obviously upgrade them then and make them a little more range-orientated with some upgrades. But even if you just run them as they are absolute monsters. They can body block for characters. They've got armor 1, so they're defensive. They've got 6 health, so they're not going anywhere. They've got spur, which lets them move slightly more. They've got reposition, which lets them pivot. They've got so much stuff to fly across the battlefield to you. Then obviously they've got stuff like relentless, so they can get attack off as well. These things are like the Alpha Strike thing for Star Wars Legion. So if you see one of these things flying over the battlefield, they can definitely trade in advantage as well, I would say. So this could take out something more points than it is. Obviously putting you in a deficit then, obviously minus characters. You can retaliate, but at that point, they've probably took the advantage. And I could easily see 2, 3 of these things being run. So it's going to be really difficult to deal with. These are absolute monsters for the points. And they are one of the best and one of my favorite looking models in the game as well. So that does slightly weigh into it. But again, I think they easily earn their place. It could have been number 1, honestly. But I think we all know who number 1 is going to be. And it only belongs to one person. And that is Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. Now, slight cheat in here. I am going to include both. I do think the operative is slightly better. Like 175 points now. He's an absolute monster for that. They're both really offensive. They are both really defensive. They are all-round absolute monsters. If you compare the operative to something like Dooku, he's 20 points under, or the Luke alternative, I do think Vader shines. He's got the Jedi Hunter, which gives him a massive advantage against that type of character now. He's got the lightsaber, he's got the Force Throw. There's just so much he can do. There really are very few downsides to running Darth Vader. I think most people are going to include one. Obviously, with Iden Versio as commander, it means you can spend some more points on operative because she is so cheap. So I do think that's quite a nice combo. But yeah, it's just terrifying. With 2 movement as well, slightly more scary than the other version. It's Darth Vader. It's how it should be. He is maybe undisputably the most powerful character. He should be one of the most powerful characters, and he easily is. He's an absolute monster. Very few can go toe-to-toe with him, and for a good reason. He is an absolute beast. Obviously, with Force Choke and stuff, he can also take apart troops. He's just, he's sort of the one-size key that fits all. He can do everything. Just a really Yeah, it's hard to say anything bad about him. I was going to try and fit Palpatine on this list, and I do think maybe I could have knocked the Shore Troopers or Iden Versio off to include him, because I do think he's very powerful. There's other characters I like Bossk, or maybe some of the Special Forces. So I appreciate a few different variations you could have gone with this. Let me know yours in the comments below, like I said. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to our sponsor, the Magnet Baron. As I say, find all of that stuff in the description. Check him out. He's got some good stuff worth looking at. That's all I've got for this episode, though. So hopefully, if you're new to the game, this has somehow helped you pick out characters you should probably go after and buy. If you're a veteran, tear the list apart. I appreciate there's people with a lot more experience in the game than me. Hopefully it's helped some people, though. And that's all I've got for this video, so I will catch you in the next one.